Run-on sentences, a la Shmoop. Run-on sentences are bad grammar. Everyone knows this, except apparently for a few authors who think it's okay to throw proper punctuation out the door in the name of their craft, leaving the reader to suffer as he or she struggles to figure out where one thought ends and the next begins. Now that we've survived an encounter with a run-on sentence, let's talk about what this particular piece of bad grammar actually is. While some people think that run-on sentences are just long, like really long, a run-on sentence actually occurs when sentences are smashed together without the benefit of any internal punctuation. Run-on sentences may induce confusion, hysteria, and even the urge to throw books, so use extreme caution when constructing sentences. The nice thing about run-on sentences is that they are easily fixed, and we have a whole slew of tools to choose from, including colons, coordinating conjunctions, dashes, periods, and semicolons. Yeah, all these things. So let's look at some examples of run-on sentences and how to fix them. So say we have the run-on sentence, William Faulkner is a well-known American author. He lived in Mississippi for most of his life. You can visit his house in Oxford and see where he scribbled all over the bathroom wall. Yeah, how can we fix this crime against grammar? Not to mention against poor Mr. Faulkner. Well, we could deploy several periods, so we end up with William Faulkner is a well-known American author, period. He lived in Mississippi for most of his life, period. You can visit his house in Oxford and see where he scribbled all over the bathroom wall, period. Or we could deploy some periods and a well-placed who to get William Faulkner is a well-known American author who lived in Mississippi for most of his life, period. You can visit his house in Oxford and see where he scribbled all over the bathroom wall, period. Let's look at a different example. Jim is a fan of Cormac McCarthy's novels. However, he had a big problem when he tried to read The Crossing. Half of that book is written in Spanish. Oy. Well, let's fix this grammar disaster. We could do this. Jim is a big fan of Cormac McCarthy's novels, period. However, he had a big problem when he tried to read The Crossing, half of that book is written in Spanish. Or we could do this. Jim is a fan of Cormac McCarthy's novels, although he had a big problem when he tried to read The Crossing, half of that book is written in Spanish. Or we could try door number 3. Jim is a fan of Cormac McCarthy's novels, period. However, he had a problem when he tried to read The Crossing because half of that book is written in Spanish. Well, run-on sentences can be difficult for the reader to comprehend. So while most of us will never have a really good reason to deploy a run-on sentence, this doesn't mean we won't encounter run-on sentences in literature. For example, take this lengthy entry from James Joyce's novel, Ulysses. I was a flower of the mountain, yes, when I put the rose in my hair like the Andalusian girls used, or shall I wear a red, yes, and how he kissed me under the Moorish wall. And I thought well him as another, and then I asked him with my eyes to ask again, yes. Well, let's just stop right there because we're a G-rated site. That's 58 words without the benefit of any internal punctuation, and while that may seem like a lot, the truth is that Joyce's sentence actually continues for another 53 words. Holy moly. That gives us a total of 111 words. No pauses, no stop until the very end. While we could never get away with writing like this because our English teachers would lynch us, great authors with lots of critical acclaim and assorted Nobel and Pulitzer Prizes might decide that a particular story calls for run-on sentences. So unless literary critics start calling us the next Ernest Hemingway, we need to stick to proper internal punctuation and avoid those run-on sentences. Sorry, people. You gotta earn it. Yeah. Whew. Subscribe to check out more equally fantabulous videos. You should see the subscribe button just below this one. If you're having trouble locating it, we recommend you watch our video, How to Find the Subscribe Button.